So whatever, wherever you are, see what kind of millets are there and make flour and roti, or maybe soak it and then boil it and add vegetables in that. I would have only steamed or cooked vegetables except for cucumber. It is 95% of water, so you don't want to kill it, and that will be a full plate in lunch. If you have digestive issues, you chew on black salt and ajwain to activate the enzymes in the stomach and increase HCl production. We don't want reduction of HCl production. This good HCl in our stomach kills the microbes we have from food, which is unhealthy microbes sometimes. It also activates the amino acids breakdown of all these proteins. So you want to steam or cook or semi-cook your food. I feel it is all same for me and you both. You can increase the carb intake in the form of any juices.
Shmuel, would you like to answer your question?
Thank you very much. Very interesting lecture. I very like this lecture. And my question is, how, according to your opinion, protein can support resolution problems of food insecurity?
How?
According to you.
How protein can support resolution problems of insecurity, of food insecurity?
Food insecurity.
Yeah.
Food scarcity, you mean?
Yes, food security for the entire country.
And how it is linked to the protein, you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So malnourishment, when Trishan asked me about speaking about protein, and I am not believer of any isolated food, because when we are a whole microorganism ourselves and the whole ecosystem is there in the body, same way our soil is also having its own intelligence and it has a lot of microbes. Due to new varieties, ways of harvesting and variety of modern technology which has entered into agriculture, I feel more scarcity of food is there compared to what it was before. Because there are only, as I said, 70% of developing nations are giving food, and that too compared to 50 acres of farms, it has turned into 10 acres of farms. 10 acres of agricultural land which is supporting the whole world. Most of the farmland is used for kettles, for feeding them, and it has caused more CO2 production on the whole earth compared to what we feel. If everybody turns into vegetarian, then what will happen to people, and what will happen? Is it going to feed enough people? But it is going to feed enough people, because as soon as you eat more of plant-based food mixed of course with lot of other high protein sources, it gives more satisfaction. Body will break down into things and it will mix its own molecule. Even from the potato you will get protein. So when we are talking about scarcity, if people do mix vegetarian sources along with non-vegetarian sources, food scarcity can reduce. Second thing is, now cattle, as the cows are raised right away, their babies are without making them older, because as soon as these hormone fed and hormone injected babies are grown, they now have turned into cancerous and lot of other diseases. So before they have disease, they are butchered. So overall, I feel animal consumption has caused lot of gut issues and lot of microbes related disease in the world. I feel vegetarian is the way to go.
So what I would like to add to this is, previously in India, people lived in villages. And in villages in India, we had loads of trees, the star fruits, I'm unable to say the names at the tip of my mouth. In Telugu words, I can tell you, Regkailu. Or Trishan, can you name some fruits that we get? The gooseberries, the papayas, and the jackfruits, and the sapotas, and the muskmelons. These were available in your backyard. Mangoes, people just went, plucked them, and had all those fruits. Today, because of migration, people have lost access to nutrition. Previously in the villages, every household had a cow.
Yeah.
Milk was available abundantly. Today, milk is not available about. And even the milk which is available is fully induced with hormones. So there is actually a food and pandemic that's coming. There's a lack of nutrition. India today is not lacking food. It's lacking nutrition. So there is no food insecurity in India. There's a nutrition insecurity in India. And there is a need for the government and for the people to recognize the importance of understanding today the issue is not about lack of food, the issue is about lack of nutrition. There has to be a change in outlook. When I'm in a city and we had a meeting, and in the meeting we're giving popo bints and people think it's great. But if you give regkai, which is a kind of fruit you get in the villages, people look down upon it. What they don't understand is it is these things which probably give all those amino acids and all the nutrition that the body requires, the vitamins and minerals, and it's fast disappearing. So there is a need in India for a re-education on food. So I hope this answers your question that there is no food insecurity, there is an insecurity of nutrition. Also, one more thing that is happening is India has a very rich heritage, whether it is teaching yoga. Unfortunately, due to it is being communalized. Today, we are not taught yoga, we are not taught Ayurveda in your school. Previously, if I had a cold, I would take Tulsi. This education, the basic education is being wiped out of our schools. So I don't think the present government is doing enough to bring back these systems into the education system. Yeah,
thank you very much.
Thank you. Can you suggest for senior citizens for breakfast, from breakfast to dinner?
Suggest a diet for
A
senior
diet.
citizens.
Yes, senior citizen, you're counting after 60. I have people from 60 to 75 who are working out. So I do give them a quite nourishing diet. And nutritionally proper diet is different than nourishing diet, because nourishing diet gives more satisfaction rather than just counting calories and counting how much protein you have eaten. And as I said, everybody, what their family is going through, that's how their body is going to break down or make. So in general, if I talk about diet, they do need protein. They lack ground substance, this is the ground substance, which is the extracellular matrix. They start losing down on lymphatics and the cells. So more nourishing diet is, I would add A2 cow milk products. If the person is eating non-vegetarian sources, then bone broths are amazing for keeping the body together. Any protein which takes more time to soak and any protein which takes more time to cook and break down in the body is not suggested to geriatric patients or senior citizens. Grains which take more time to cook and process, for example, even wheat, which is made from now GMO food, it is broken down and then we harvest it, broken down into flour, make dough and then make roti. I would not suggest that kind of carbs. I would rather suggest carbs like beet, sweet potato, squash to add into their food. So if I start from morning, I would add extra virgin olive oil, 1 tablespoon, or maybe A2 cow ghee, and I would have nuts in the middle of the day, because as soon as liver gets awake, liver gets activated with the first ray of sunlight. And it starts first detoxing our body so that it is ready to then take whatever we are eating. So most of us Indians have a habit of eating nuts in the morning. I would rather soak nuts overnight and drain all the liquid, and because that is phytic acid, and add into the smoothie, or I will add nuts in the later stage of the day in the smoothie. Why I am interested in smoothie and juices? Because it is easily absorbed through the small intestine. It stays less in the intestine, so when it is passing, because the digestive power of geriatric patients has slowed down, then it is easy for them to take it into the bloodstream, and it is easy for the bile juices and the enzymes to break down. So 2 sources of citrus fruits or 2 sources of sweet fruits. So banana cannot mix with pineapples or oranges. That is Viruddhahar. Also, it needs, if you talk about scientific term, then they need different enzymes to be broken down. So it will take more time. I would not add any vegetable except green leafy with any of the fruits, because vegetable protein take more time to digest. It needs different types of enzymes and juices. So if you are making a smoothie in the morning, then seed A2 ka if you have taken, or you can add it to the smoothie, or extra virgin olive oil, 2 fruits of the same nature, and coconut water or coconut milk, and make it into the smoothie. After, in the middle of the day, I would add nuts, because that will be omega-3 after your breakfast. So maybe 2 to 3 walnuts or a handful of nuts. Any nut you are taking 6 to 8 hours of soaking, except walnut and except pistachio. So I would have handful of nuts. I would not call peanut as a nut, because peanut comes in legume family. You can add for calorie and maybe essential fats, but peanut has a lot of mold also in it. So handful of nuts with 2 dates or 2 soaked figs. That will be the middle of the day. Then the lunch, I would have sweet potato, maybe half of a sweet potato, or any yam, or a potato sabji. That will be our carbs. Protein in the form of dal and rice. That will be a full amino acid profile like khichdi sometimes, or dal and rice of different quality. Not adding rajma in this food, because rajma takes a lot of time to soak and then cook. It's a very it has putrefaction, and it is very inflammatory. I would have mixed flours of roti. I would not add wheat in that. Mostly amaranth flour, singhara and moria. So mostly our old style millets. And from North India to South India, a lot of people eat different millets. So sorghum, some people don't eat sorghum, some people don't eat amaranth. So wherever you are, see what kind of millets are there, and make flour and roti, or maybe soak it and then boil it and add vegetables in that. I would have only steamed or cooked vegetables, except for cucumber. It is 95% of water, so you don't want to kill it. And that will be a full plate in lunch. If you have digestive issues, you chew on black salt and ajwain to activate the enzymes in the stomach and increase HCl production. We don't want reduction of HCl production. This good HCl in our stomach kills the microbes we have from food, which is unhealthy microbes sometimes. It also activates the amino acids breakdown of all these proteins. So you want to steam or cook or semi-cook your food. I feel it is all same for me and you both. You can increase the carb intake in the form of any juices for geriatric patient, because they start losing weight. Even the worst diabetic patient and people having cholesterol and fat also start losing more of bone weight and muscle weight. So if they are high on carbs and high on medium good quality protein, they will hold on to the weight and also build their healthy body weight. Mid afternoon, I would add moringa, maybe 2 to 3 drumsticks. Since long time, I've been writing 3 drumsticks per person. If they have arthritis or any joint related issues or muscle related issues, it has worked wonders. I have not done any research, but just my personal experience. So moringa juice along with any green leafy, which is blanched in salt water, that will give you good quality collagen also. I think I can add chia seed in that, and maybe again 2 dates, because older people start losing hemoglobin also, iron content. Iron is a type of protein. Evening, I would add more of khichdi, and what we lack is, I've seen in my parents also, people start eating more dry food like khakra or amra or poha, and they feel that they are not hungry, so we are not going to make sabji. But you make sabji and have 2 to 3 different vegetables and eat less of carbs, which is grain carbs, then you will be more satisfied. Your gut is more nourished and more hydrated, rather than eating dry food, which does not have a satisfactory index. So people feel that they are not eating at the end of the day, but they are eating dry food, which is more calorically, which is more bad, and it takes more time to break down, and it is poor nourishment and poor nutrition. So maybe 6 vegetable to 5 different vegetables in a day, 30 different vegetables in a week. If you count protein, then maybe 40 to 60 grams for a 70 kg person. So, and nuts and seeds for all the joint health and immune system, and lot of supplementation, because now soil has been having lot of erosion. There is minimal crop rotation, so I will add protein powder to my senior citizen, even my family, I'm doing that. And I'm adding more of magnesium because magnesium is one nutrient, one mineral we are lacking very badly. We have so many people with restless leg syndrome in geriatric population. And one other macronutrient I would add is exercise. It is a macronutrient. You will be able to digest all of these only if you exercise and move better. Does it answer your question?
That was huge.
Sorry.
So you said for a 70 kg person, it should be 30 to 50 grams of protein?
Yeah, because they are not able to break down. For an athlete, I would be multiplying it 2.2.
Okay. So when you say protein, in what kind of proteins would you suggest?
So if I'm talking about grain protein, then quinoa, amaranth, some millets do have good amount of protein. If you're talking about vegetables, all the vegetables have protein. Some has more carbs, but they all do have protein. And your body is such a smart thing that even if you don't count your protein, it is going to mix something into its own, our body, and use it for repair whenever the repair is needed. But if you're only counting protein, then I would add collagen. What I'm doing at my place, that's what I'm saying. I add collagen. If there are people who are vegan or vegetarian, then vegan collagen sources are there, but they may not be as good as grass-fed, pasture-raised cow quality of protein. So collagen is one. Second is protein powder. There are very good quality vegan protein powder in Indian market, and they are doing really good with ethically sourcing, and they are doing organic sourcing because they know that if we are picking up good food, then we will be very picky in picking up food. I don't know whether can I name the companies. Some companies.
Can you name them, please?
So Cosmix is very good brand. I have been drinking Cosmix protein powder since maybe 6-7 years. I am aware of one is As It Is Nutrition. It is isolated single ingredient protein. So if you eat that, only that, then that's still not going to be helping your body because you have to add that with your food. It is a part of your food. You can't have just protein shake and feel that, okay, after workout or after, I'm not skipping a meal and just having a protein shake. You will have to add with all the things which I said. So Cosmix Wellbeing Nutrition has A2 cow milk protein. As It Is a very good brand. It's single ingredient isolated protein. So these three I recommend. Ensure and Oziva and Kapiva, I think. When you check even their DiaSure kind of protein which the doctors write, it's high in maltodextrin and many other names of sugar which are hidden. It has a lot of stabilizers, it has a lot of preservatives, and it has a lot of fillers which gives bulk. So maybe if you're taking, it will make you look bulky and you will be able to lift more weights, or you will feel that I have put on weight, but you mostly have put on fats. So these 2-3, I feel, read the ingredients. We are such smart, logical beings that when we read ingredients, we don't have to learn to read ingredients. We know what's going on here. And we all Google. So when you know a word which you don't understand, you can check it and not have those kind of protein.
Okay. Spirulina, what do you think about?
Spirulina is 99% bioavailable in our cells. It's an amazing type of protein. Spirulina along with chlorella is amazing. I have spirulina every day.
Along with?
Chlorella.
Chlorella. And how do we buy this?
Auroville had a beautiful quality of spirulina, and it has in capsule form also. There are other kind of spirulina which I get it from outside, from like Blue Klamath Lake has very good quality of spirulina. So as I said, I have also, even though I know I'm speaking here, I still read ingredient. I first, before putting into the mouth, I check where it is sourced from, what is the background of these people, and then only I buy. But in India, Auroville has very good quality.
So
it's called, if I can, Orospirul is the brand from Auroville. It's basically harvested at this place called Winda Farms, and they do a really good job making spirulina over there. Yes, ma'am. Sorry.
No, that's great, Trishant. So, ma'am, this, if you take the spirulina capsules, how much quantity would you advise to take?
Mostly it's written on Oroville capsule is 6 capsules to 10 capsules, but for my clients, I ask them to start with 3 or 2 times in a day separately. See what is happening in the body. After a while, your body gets adjusted, your cells know how to break it down, and then you add to the full potential. So different makers have different, they have these small, not even teaspoon, it's like 1 gram to 2 gram of a spoon inside it where you can add it into your smoothie.
So if you have the spirulina, the tablets you take it with water, that's it, or you need to add it? Okay.
No, I just take it in 3 tablets in the morning, 3 tablets in the snack time in the evening, and I have coconut water with in the evening, and I would have smoothie in the morning.
Okay. And if you're having spirulina, do we also need to have the protein powder?
Yes, we do need to. We can reduce the quantity of protein powder. So if I am adding maybe 1 big scoop of, if according to the makers, it is 1 scoop of collagen. And if I'm having Cosmix, which is again, they are saying have 1 scoop, and 2-3 days I take and I feel constipated or bloated, I know I have overdone it, then I would reduce it. So I believe in mindful things. So when I'm asked to speak about one single thing and to generalize population, it's always mindfulness. You can always start with little bit of collagen, little bit of protein powder in a smoothie, and 3-4 hours you wait how you feel, how you're digesting it. Don't have any new things for 2-3 days, and then increase the amount.
Okay, this question is from Pooja. Can sprouts be considered as a source of protein?
Yeah, they are very good quality protein. They are proteins, yes, of course.
How much?
Cooked sprouts.
Cooked.
Yes, cooked
Not
sprouts.
the raw ones.
No, as I said, according to how many frequency we are surrounded with, it has changed our gut lining, it has changed how our enzymes are working. So pre-cook it a bit, like steam it, maybe not completely cook it, pre-cook it a bit. You may lose some enzymes by cooking it, but you will have benefits of digesting it better and breaking down into amino acids. So 1 cup of sprouts can have 6 to 7 grams of protein. 1 glass of milk or 250 ml can have 6 grams of protein. A2 cow protein is a good quality protein, and 1 big glass of dal can have, depending on the dal, can have 6 to 8 grams of protein. Protein powder, if I take, is 24 grams of protein powder. So as I am, if any women who is going into menopause, they need, if I am 60 kilos, then I definitely need 260 grams of protein. If I'm not digesting, sometimes I feel, then I reduce it, as I said.
So women of perimenopause of 60 kilos need to take
as many kilos they are. So 24, mostly mornings and afternoons, have more. As soon as your body's circadian rhythm is changing and your body is slowing metabolism, is going into sleep mode, have lesser protein in the evening.
Okay. So 60 grams if you're 60 kilos.
Yeah.
And you suggest taking it in the mornings for digestive reasons.
Yeah. Maybe 1 scoop of protein powder. Most of the protein powder is 24 to 26 grams per scoop. Mix it with your smoothie. Afternoon, you are having your dals, and sometimes I replace my rotis with besan roti or red lentil masoor dal roti and besan chilla or a roti. And I make wraps out of these protein sources. I add pasta if in case you have kids and people want to eat some variety. Then pasta is also now red lentil pasta and quinoa pasta, buckwheat pasta are there, which are good quality protein. So you add with your veggies. If you are an vegetarian, 2 eggs, a cup of quinoa pasta, maybe 2 cups of vegetables, or if you just like pasta, then have pasta the way you want to. Add veggies in the form of soup. That's the whole protein meal, a nourishing meal, I would say.
2 glasses of milk, 1 bowl of sprouts, 1 bowl of dal, and 125 grams of protein. That covers the day.
Yeah, I would add collagen for our joint health.
How do you add collagen?
Collagen is also a powder. Some people don't like the smell of collagen, so capsules are there for them. I take Vital Protein collagen, and there are other sources of Inja collagen is good. Marine collagen is also good. So when you take direct this kind of protein, it does work faster for recovery, for joint health, skin health. If your hair is breaking down, if you have breaking down of nails and all, skin health is deteriorating, you can take collagen also. I would suggest collagen at least 9 months in a year.
9 months in a year.
Yeah. What I do is I ask people to take everything for 9 months. Most of them are water-based minerals, which we lose in sweat and all the work we do. All our functions, cellular functions, need all these ingredients of vitamins and minerals. So you're depending on the stress, physical or emotional stress level, all the vitamins are gone, your B12, magnesium, everything is gone. And these minerals we need in large quantity because we are going to throw it away in case if we are overdoing it. So supplementing omega-3, I definitely ask people to have. It is a great antioxidant. Collagen, I would ask people to have. Protein powder, maybe 4 times in a week if your body is not digesting well, or maybe every day, depending on what you have. I have it every day. Lots and lots of vegetables, 2 to 3 fruits in a day, finishing by 5 p.m. and minimize grains as you grow older.
Greens, minimize
Grains as you grow.
Okay. Is curds also good?
Sorry?
Curds, dahi.
Yeah, of course. So dahi, A2 cow dahi is good. I would not say masti dahi.
Oh, buffalo is not suggested.
Then you mix it with water and have it. So some people are not able to digest protein. So that is why. So if I'm talking to different people and if I'm talking to one particular person who is not able to digest protein, then having a glass of warm water and 1 teaspoon of ACV twice in a day, except dinner, helps to break down the food and helps to break down protein to amino acids, and also not only protein, it helps to break down carbs also. And if not ACV, you don't like the taste of ACV, you have any gum disease, then ginger is amazing. 1 to 2 teaspoons of ginger in warm water, just a little bit before your meals. It also works wonders. And as I said, ajwain works wonders. But you were talking about buffalo milk. I would add hingwa stuck churna or maybe some carminatives like soft in the buttermilk. It helps to break down that kind of protein well.
1 cup of curds has how many grams of?
Around 7, depending on your serving bowl.
Okay. A cup what has 200 grams?
Yeah, so 1 serving bowl.
Okay.
So medium size of serving bowl is how it is counted in the nutritional world.
Okay.
The soup bowl is too big, the small katori is too small.
And the spirulina will have how many grams of protein?
So spirulina is more bioavailable. So depending on what you have. So what is happening in the protein world is meat and dairy, when it is broken down into, then it has to be assimilated in the cell. That process is more difficult than breaking down at times. Whereas plant-based protein and especially spirulina is 99% bioavailable if you get it from good quality. So I am not counting protein in the spirulina. I count, so as I said, different companies have different things. So if I'm taking 6 tablets of Auroville, I feel my body is going to have more amino acids and more repair and more saving of my muscles rather than being used into any day-to-day chores.
Children, is it better to give milk twice a day or thrice a day? Is it right to give them milk 5 o'clock in the morning and 8 o'clock or 10 o'clock in the night? Is it advisable?
Nighttime milk is a complete no after 1 to 2 years of age. It causes really bad gum disease, and these diseases from the microbes in between the teeth will go inside the digestive system, and then it does disturb. So nighttime milk is a no for everybody. Morning milk, yes, heat the milk a bit. Afternoon, maybe evening as a snack, milk is good for them. Add nuts and maybe peanut butter if you have homemade peanut butter or almond butter, and add chia seed. That is more holistic way of nourishing the kid.
Also, what's the difference between curd and yogurt? Isn't curd a better alternative?
Curd is definitely a better alternative, but because, as I said, that when we have protein powders and we get very easily available collagen and protein, and it breaks down easily when we source from the right place, like isolated proteins. Same way, yogurt may have more protein content compared to maybe 10 grams, 1 katori of this yogurt and 1 katori of curd. Yogurt will definitely have more protein.
What's the difference between curd and yogurt?
I have been trying to find it. I don't think there is a big difference, but yogurt does have more fat also. So fat and protein content is more. We all eat curd.